Good afternoon, Pokesports, and welcome to the Quaquaval set video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the starter Pokemon Quaquaval from Scarlet and Violet. And before you guys say something about the way I say it, I think it stands for Carnival and Quack. So Quaquaval sounds good enough to me. But like I said before, Quaquaval is one of the starter Pokemon that was just recently introduced. And honestly, at first glance, it's not too bad. It has a very high attack and a very good move pool. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and look at 3 sets that we have today for Quaquaval. Now, Quaquaval is a water fighting type, which arguably isn't the best type in the world, right? When I think water fighting, I think of Poliwrath, and we all know what happened to Poliwrath, right? It's not used very much. But there are a couple of traits that Quaquaval have that are a little bit better for it. But looking at the water fighting type first, we should look at the resistances and the weaknesses. The resistances being fire, water, ice, bug, dark, steel, rock. A lot of resistances. That's the one thing it has going for it. But the issue is a lot of resistances come with a lot of weaknesses as well. We have 5 weaknesses overall, with the electric, grass, flying, psychic, and fairy with no immunities. Now, like I said before, water and fighting is not the best type in the world. It's also not the worst type in the world. If it gets carried hard by its moves and its abilities, then maybe you can make some things happen with this Pokemon. So the first set that I have for you guys today is just a straightforward basic set. I'm trying to make the most easy to understand sets that I could possibly think of, and this is probably as easy as I can get, right? We got max attack, max speed, trying to prioritize our base 120 attack being our highest stat at all. You know, we have the 85 in HP, 120 attack, 80 in defense, 85 in special attack that we're not really using. That's kind of why I was on the fence about Quaquaval, because, you know, that's just 85 points that are just kind of going to waste. You got 75 in special defense and 85 in speed. So you're not the fastest, you're not the tankiest, but you are the theoretical strongest out of the 3 starters, having the highest damaging move or damaging stat with the 120 attack. So we're just going to min-max stat, go with max speed, jolly, and also go with 252 attack. The last 4 EVs, you can kind of stick wherever you want. You can put it in HP, you can put it in one of the defenses. Don't put it in special attack because you're not going to use it. The move set that I'm thinking of for this Pokemon is its signature move, Aqua Step. It's a very good move, right? A move that, you know, does a lot of damage, is physical, is water stab, and gives you a +1 in speed. Very good, especially on a Pokemon that also has Moxie. So if you can get that +1 speed on a KO, then you also gave yourself +1 attack boost as well. So that just, you know, these stats start adding up here. On top of that, you have one of the best fighting stabs in the game with close combat. Amazing. If you can ever have access to close combat on a Pokemon, you need access to close combat, right? And also very cool little sprinkle of flavor, since Quaquaval is a duck. I guess it can learn Brave Bird as well, which is always nice having a flying stab, especially when you are weak to things like grass, right? Since you are weak to grass, it's always nice having a flying type move in the back just in case you have to use it. And I'm also running Protect, because this is meant to be a VGC set. If you're running singles, maybe you could do Swords Dance or something like that. I do have some sets with Swords Dance coming out later. But yeah, overall, Brave Bird's amazing. If you can choose your Terra type, it's probably a Terra Flying would be the way that I go with this, simply because you're here to do damage, you're not here to live a lot. And Terra Flying does give you the stab. Brave Bird does also allow you to keep your old 2 stabs of water and fighting. You lose a lot of the weaknesses that you have and only give yourself a few more. Nothing that you can't really deal with. And the thing is, you add a rock weakness to yourself, but at the same time, you kind of deal with that rock weakness with the water or the fighting type. So overall, I think it's pretty strong Pokemon here. Give it a life orb, because why not, right? Just try to do as much damage as possible. Try to really maximize your damage output. And that's the life orb set. Next set we have is still kind of a basic set. We're running the Focus Sash instead of the Life Orb here. It kind of really just depends on your playstyle, right? Are you more of a defensive player? Or are you more of an aggressive player? Do you have speed control on the team? Do you not have speed control on the team? In my opinion, if you don't have speed control on the team and you're kind of a more defensive player, I would go for the Focus Sash set, simply because you're able to kind of just take that one hit if you're not too comfortable with your defenses. The one thing that I do want to mention about this set, though, is be careful about Brave Bird. Brave Bird is there because I think Brave Bird is still the best coverage move to have in that spot. Not too many other great coverage moves on Quaquaval, but if you have issues with, you know, breaking your own Focus Sash because of the Brave Bird, you could always just try to switch to something else there. But I still think Brave Bird's still the best option in that case. I switched over to Swords Dance as well, just because you do have the added protection of the Focus Sash. So do you actually need the added protection of the Protect too? Maybe sometimes, right? Hey, if you're really nervous, then you could always do Brave. You could always get rid of Brave Bird, put Protect there, kind of rock with that Swords Dance Protect set. I kind of don't like doing that. I don't like getting rid of too many of my high damage dealing moves, especially my stab moves. So I kind of want to leave it like this. But like I said, if you have issues with Brave Bird, don't hesitate to knock it out. I would definitely keep Aqua Step in close combat no matter what happens, especially if you have Focus Sash. The close combat's going to help. The close combat has good synergy with Focus Sash. Close combat lowers your own defenses, and Focus Sash, you know, helps you live at 1 HP, so your defenses are kind of irrelevant. Which also does take us down to the stats and spread. Kind of do the exact same thing here. 252 attack, 252 speed, jolly nature, etc. Right? And like I said in the last set, the idea here is to get those revenge kill KOs with the Aqua Step so that you can get the +1 in speed and +1 in attack and kind of just sweep from there. So that's kind of this more defensive set. This last set is a Choice Scarf set, kind of meant to fix the low speed that you do have with only 85 base speed. So the Choice Scarf set and the 196 in the EVs is theoretically meant to outspeed a positive-natured Dragapult, right? One of the fastest Pokemon in the game. One of the fastest Pokemon that you're going to have to worry about in the game. Now, of course, this doesn't include Pokemon that have Chlorophyll, Pokemon that have Unburden, Pokemon that are under Tailwind, because it gets really impossible to outspeed those. But at the very least, if you know you outspeed Dragapult, you outspeed everything below Dragapult, and you can go ahead and make sure that you outspeed to get that 1 Aqua Step in and lock in your speed further and further. And also, if you're able to outspeed them, you're able to get revenge kills. If you're able to get revenge kills, you know what else you get? Moxie. With Moxie, you kind of just sit there and sweep. Now, I went ahead and added on U-turn kind of as pivot, just in case you find yourself, theoretically, against the Dragapult. You know, you have Aqua Step, Close Combat, Brave Bird. You can't do damage to Dragapult. No matter what you do, you can't do damage to Dragapult. So what do? You U-turn, you get out of there. You find another Pokemon that can take a Dragapult hit or can deal enough damage to knock out said Dragapult. Now, looking at the EV spreads, we have 196 in speed, like I said, to outspeed a positive-natured Dragapult. We have 4 in both defenses with 52 HP, just because I kind of had leftover points and I wanted to give it a little bit of tankiness. Might as well take advantage of that HP instead of letting it go to waste in speed. And then, of course, we're going max attack at 252, just to kind of maximize the damage output that we do have with this Pokemon. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Quaquaval. Super straightforward Pokemon, but honestly, I feel like these sets are going to be really strong, especially in the competitive VGC meta. And those are all the sets that we have today for Quaquaval. If you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead, hit the like button down below, and subscribe to Pokesports if you haven't done so already. If you want to see more set videos on the channel, go ahead, let me know down below in the comment section. Anyway, hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Have a great night. I'm Kevin, this is Pokesports, and peace out. Bye-bye.